The Poverty Alleviation Citizens Empowerment Program, or PACE, is just one of many programs which has been scratched by the new interim government in light of recent financial concerns. The program was terminated through the Ministry of Home Affairs and Public Safety, quote, following an internal review with the aim of reducing costs while creating a more efficient and effective public service, end quote. The social program, which was formed by then Minister of the then Ministry of Health and Human Services, Dr. Lillian Boyce, was officially canceled as of October 31st. In a termination of employment letter dated September 24th, written to one former PACE officer, the ministry says, quote, in this regard, a number of areas, including the Poverty Alleviation and Citizenry Empowerment PACE program, were identified for cancellation. We therefore regret to inform you that your last day of employment with the Turks and Caicos Islands government through PACE program will be 31st of October 2009. Your final check will include any benefits that you have occurred at that time. The move resulted in the termination of at least 12 PACE officers throughout the Turks and Caicos Islands, including one officer in Salt Cay, one in Grand Turk, 2 in South Caicos, 2 in North Caicos, 2 in Middle Caicos, and 4 stationed in Providenciales. It was following a January 2006 ministers' retreat that the former PNP-run government announced the formation of PACE, a program which officials intended to address poverty issues in the Turks and Caicos and also address literacy issues and economic empowerment of the Bilongo population. In an exclusive press release from the former Minister of Government, Boyce says, quote, to terminate a poverty eradication program in the middle of a recession when so many people in the Turks and Caicos Islands are already suffering badly is undoubtedly one of the most cold-hearted, mean, and uncaring things that could be done to people of this country. Boyce continued, I'm really going to stand up for people of this country on this issue because it is now becoming quite clear and obvious for all to see that the governor and the British government do not care about the people of the Turks and Caicos Islands and that they want to cut, chop, and drop everything that was built or developed in recent years, end quote. She went on to lament, quote, it is also evident that the British government came to the Turks and Caicos Islands with a political agenda, but that they didn't have any realistic plan to deal with the issues in this country. They continue to inflict hardships on the population day after day to the extent where the tide of public opinion is shifting dramatically against them. You can't just continue sending people home and imposing more taxes in these tough economic times and expect that our people to do or say nothing about it, end quote. Boyce ended by thanking her once employees for their dedicated service and said she will create her own poverty alleviation program because the livelihood of too many Turks and Caicos Islanders depended on it. This is not the first time Boyce spoke out against the interim government's new style of governance. The former Minister of Health released harsh words for the new interim government back in July of this year when the governor decided to slash civil servant salaries. News 4 has learned to date that the dismissed PACE employees have not received their severance payments as yet.